Hey crafty cuties, I think it's time to make something cute, something that's not Christmassy, and something that you've probably been wanting to make for a while. I bet you have some vintage sewing patterns in your stash. If you're a junk journaler, there's a good chance. I have tons. These have been waiting for me. I've made sewing journals before with the sewing patterns, but I haven't made any for a while. So today we're going to make a very simple version. And then in the next couple days, I am going to share with you another way that I like to make them. So if you are interested in this kind of thing and maybe you're new on my channel, be sure to subscribe because I have lots of vintage sewing themed items coming up. All right, so I just took all of this out, and do not throw this away, although if you are on my channel, you're probably not going to. But we're gonna do something with this as well at some point. But today we're just gonna turn this into a journal cover. So what we're gonna do is just jump right in. I'm not even gonna go over the supplies because I don't even know until I get to them. But the first thing that we are going to do is cut this apart, and so all of these are always going to be in different conditions. So depending on what yours is in, I'm going to just glue my flap down, but just on the very tip there, I just want it to stay attached to the back page. Especially because this is going to become a cover. I don't want too many little areas that can get caught on something. So make sure to get this glued down along the edges there. Now, if you have a very wrinkly pattern cover, you could take an iron on a low heat and flatten it out. I think mine's gonna be fine for what we're doing. Okay. Then I want to cut along the seams to open it up, and I could have just kept that flap open for a moment, but that's fine. I can fit my scissors in. We're gonna cut along the top. I'm trying to do it as straight as possible since this will be our cover. Down the side. Trying to go on like the natural crease. And then on the bottom here. Going a little slower than I normally do, just to make sure that I don't make that too uneven. Now, if you cut yours apart and you notice that your cut lines are not very even, you can wait till the next step to see this might fix it, or you can take it on a trimmer and trim it up just a tiny bit. Keep majority of your cover. Okay, so we're gonna open this up. Now, I want to use scrapbook paper for this. Thought someone was at my house. My dog's barking. Okay, so since this is a cover, we want it to be somewhat sturdy. Soft covers are fine, but we can line the inside of this with many different things. For this tutorial, I'm keeping it very simple, and I'm just using a piece of scrapbook paper. This is a 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. We're gonna cut it down to be the correct height, but I folded mine in half just to kind of help me get started. And now I'm going to simply glue this completely down onto here. Now, the glue that you choose, that's totally up to you. I think I'm gonna go for my glue stick, only because I know that I'm also going to take it to my sewing machine, and I will eventually sew around the edges. If I were only using glue and not going to sew, I would personally want to use a stronger glue than glue stick, but this is good to get us started since I know I'm going to be sewing. And I would personally choose my Tombow Mono Aqua glue if that's the only thing that I was using. And if you guys want to see a no-sew version of our sewing journal, let me know. I probably already have one, actually. I bet I do. I have almost everything you could think of on my channel. All right, gonna go ahead and I'm trying to line this up with that center fold that I already made. I probably shouldn't have because that might just, but that's fine. So so I'm not worrying right now about the fact that there are a few little tears and areas that don't look perfect, because luckily we will have this paper as our base that's going to help everything be a little bit more sturdy, but it's not really going to take away from the look of it. Now I'm just going to trim all the way around, and for now I'm not messing with the size of it. Oops. I am just trimming the natural edges. Even if I got it a little uneven, that's okay. We can straighten that up a little bit later. But to be honest, like a sewing pattern is not going to be perfectly straight, so I think it's totally fine if your cover is also not perfectly straight. So start with that. So to get started, I'm going to just go ahead now and fold this in half. See where we're at, see how that looks to me. Just gonna use my hands for now. I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to grab one of my brown inks because I want to go around the edges, since I might have cut like an edge, and since there might be a little bit of, you know, scrapbook paper, and I kind of want to add to that vintage worn feel. Because now that we have this glued down on a stronger base, we can be fine with the tattered edges, and kind of play on that. If you do have any pieces that are not completely glued down to your base, go ahead and glue those down just so that everything is held where you want it before we take it to the sewing machine. And I can already see a few places that it's not perfectly straight, but so far I'm fine with what we've got started. There. So our cover is essentially pretty much done, honestly. Like we could be done with this, but I'm gonna add a few extra details to make it a little extra fun and interactive. So I have some different vintage trims and things that would look super cute with this style. And so decorating, you know, that's just gonna take some decision. That could be cute somewhere. To get started, I think I'm actually going to use a non-vintage hanky that I pulled, and I want to have a little bit of this fabric go around the spine. Oops. I had a phone call come in. So I'm actually going to go ahead and just cut a piece of this off. That's about, I don't know, a couple inches wide. And try not to bump into you. And I'm going to wrap this around. I don't want to cover up too much of the picture, but I'm going to wrap it around the spine. and I am waiting to take this to the sewing machine because I want to add anything that I want to get sewn to it first. That's cute. Okay. Could have done the floral side wrapping around to the front, but I think I like this, what I've got going on. And then this will go around to the back. And I'm just adding some of the glue and then smoothing it out. The cover itself kind of like it's already speaking for itself, so I don't want to add too much, but a little something to add to it and not just make it a sewing pattern cover. I like. Okay, I think something like that. Now I love the orange and green together, and I was thinking, because I also have this vintage lace, maybe just a little piece up. Well, I feel like it needs to go over here, but literally just the smallest little piece. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I think it will look better underneath like this. So now I'm going to take it to my sewing machine. I'm not quite done decorating like the inside cover, but just to get everything to stay where it is, I am going to sew around the outer perimeter. Okay, I sewed the cover. And I feel like a sewing journal is the best time to showcase some fun stitching. Now I'm going to grab a variety of pages and I'll show you which ones I picked, and we can finish off the journal to make it a complete junk journal. So I went with some pretty basic pages that I feel like work really well with this style. I did have a vintage like sewing book page. I'm trying out this. This is just a piece of fabric, but you could always glue it down to the page, but I'm going to leave it loose. I think that could be a fun little challenge. We've got coffee dyed paper, striped paper, little treat bag, some like white paper that has a fun edge, coffee dyed book pages, music paper, a magazine page, botanical book page, lined paper, although I feel like that's upside down, the heading. We've got graph paper, ledger, and then coffee dyed paper. So I think that's a good mix. And before we sew that in and complete it, I am going to make some pockets for the inside of this. And so I just have a strip of the same scrapbook paper. I'm just measuring it so that it's the same size as the cover. And before we put the pockets in, going to do something kind of fun with the pattern paper. We're just going to do some decoupaging. I'm going to go with a glue that I trust more than the glue stick, and that is my Tombow Mono. Okay, I do trust it, but then it always gets clogged in this dang thing because I don't close it up. It's my fault. Yes, yes, yes. So I want to add glue. This is just a very quick way, to decoupage pattern paper. I have a couple projects coming up where I will use the pattern paper in a journal project, so stay tuned for that. I like to smear it out so that it's all completely even, and then we'll just, I like wrinkles and unevenness when it comes to this, so I'm just going to kind of go boom, lay it down, but with the little folds that I'm kind of pressing those folds into, kind of exaggerating them. And then,
hi YouTube.
Oh, Arlo's here, and then we'll go ahead and either rip this off or And I do like that you can see the scrapbook paper. If you didn't want, you know, something to be peeking through, use white paper or something that's neutral colored. The fun thing about if you do purchase vintage patterns like this and you want to use it in crafting is you do get a lot to work with for the crafting world. You get, you know, something if for the cover or an envelope or whatever you want to use the cover for, but you get so much of the pattern paper. And I do have some ideas for how to use the patterns for book pages inside the journal as well, but these journals I'm making are a more plain journal, so we're just going to go with this for now. But so I am cute. Going, thank you, I'm going to take some vintage lace that I have, and then I am going to go ahead and sew this on the top across here. And then I'm going to sew my pockets in. Now it's time. I'll show you the final pockets in a minute. I gotta get through the 3-hole pamphlet stitch real quick. And then this does end up being a pretty quick journal if you want it to be blank. So trying to get through this because it's the end of the day for me as I'm filming.
Cute.
Thank you.
Cute.
I taught Arlo about the difference between a top stitch and a bobbin or bottom stitch.
What is bobbin?
That's actually another word for the bottom stitch. Oh, bobbin and bodden. I don't know.
One of Miss Sherry's dogs was named Bobbin.
I gotta bring it closer to my face real quick.
But I think Bobbin
I wonder if she
died.
likes. Oh. I wonder if she likes to sew, and that's why. All right, so.
I don't know if Bobbin
died or is a different dog. I went ahead and just did the binding pretty quick, just because I'm trying to show an overall video of how to make this. I have lots of binding tutorials on my channel. Okay, and I just feel like I don't always want to add closures to these journals because I kind of want this to look as close to a sewing pattern as it can with a little bit of embellishing. Now this would also look darling with some buttons. You know, you could embellish with some buttons over here or as a closure. Actually, that would be adorable too. Lots of options, but for my journal tier that I am making these for, I always keep them a bit blank so that the user can alter how they want. So here are what the little pockets look like.
Aww.
Thank you. And I do like that on this it's the same scrapbook print as the background, so it kind of blends in but also a little bit different. So we've got our pocket here and then our pages, our variety of pages. I hope you guys liked this simple tutorial. I did lots of like messy stitching. I like it. I hope you guys do too. And I will see you guys soon. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.